And we are live. Breaking news, breaking news. JLR and Magnolia investigates. Come on in, folks. Come on in. Talking about the case of Jayden SPICER, 10-year-old boy, Jackson, Kentucky. It's a very sad case, though. Jayden SPICER has been found dead, and it is very sad. I had to almost kind of tone down a little bit because we're used to screaming out breaking news, breaking news. This is not good news at all. And I can confirm that the mother has been arrested. I called the jail in Kentucky. Mother has been booked. She has been booked. Felicia Gross, and she's booked under the name Felicia Gross, not Felicia SPICER. So I'm assuming that she's married to Joshua Gross. It's very gross. Got a very gross situation here. But she is booked in the Kentucky River Regional Jail in Hazard, Kentucky. Also confirmation from the PIO of the Kentucky State Police that have confirmed with me, Post 13 area that confirmed with me that she has been arrested. Now, I believe only one person got arrested, only the mother. So I called over the Kentucky River Regional Jail probably about an hour ago. And believe it or not, it's crazy because believe it or not, as I called to get some information about the charges, they were like, she's being booked right now, like in the process. And they were very not kind and polite. And they were like, it's going to take us a while to get the full charges, whatever like that. They couldn't give me the charges because she was being booked in that moment. But she's booked. Looks like we have one arrest. I'm assuming based off this case that she's charged with murder, but we'll see. And we'll see in the next 10 minutes because the Kentucky State Police plan to hold a press conference about the case. And then we'll get some more information. But things are starting to trickle out now about the location where this little boy was found. It's been about a week now since this boy was reported missing by the mom, who is now arrested, stepdad living in the house, Joshua Gross, and whoever else was living in the house, as we had the great Sheila and Fred on our show about an hour ago. They went out there searching for this little boy. They indicated that there was multiple people. Well, they saw at least one child also living in the house. So we don't know how many other children. We're hearing up to 5. A lot of children in that home. But here we go, folks. So, he was reported missing by the mom. Wednesday morning, apparently the mom walked out of that trailer there and walked down to a neighbor. I don't know if it's the neighbor up the top of the holler or one neighbor down. Their trailer here is the second furthest back in the holler, right outside Jackson, Kentucky, Breathitt County. Mom reported the son missing early morning Wednesday, around 9 o'clock. 911 call was made. My son is missing. It was all out for days. Oh, he went out. He vanished, somehow vanished out of the house during the overnight hours, in the early morning hours, Tuesday into Wednesday. So Kentucky State Police, next day, instantly mobilized. Breathitt County, Kentucky State Police, I believe Jackson Police, and other partnering agencies all out there, full force, scouring the hills. Because, they live in it's called a holler. Covering the Summer Wells case, I learned about a holler. Honestly, before Summer Wells, I never even knew what a holler was. But one of these roads, a few houses that go back into the hill and then just stop, a holler. And then surrounded by hills. Well, they kind of live in the valley there, right? And above them, directly behind them, and across the street from them, it's high. And that day, agencies out there scouring around, looking all over. I guess they secured this particular perimeter where their house was and a little bit around there, and was prohibiting any type of people from coming in unless you were strictly law enforcement. Then for a couple days searching, and then eventually they called in EquuSearch and other more structure type organizations that have experience, like search and rescue type of experience. And there was massive amount of people that were searching for this little boy all into the weekend. Now, we've covered this case. Very first time he went missing, we went and reported on here, and we've been following up periodically. Then we start learning things during the course of this child being missing. We start learning things about the mom and the stepdad and the occupants of that trailer that you see there. Panbowl Ranch Rd. The trailer there. Second furthest trailer back in the holler. Turn to the left. If you go in, you see it right there. If you go check out the Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures, they actually have a really good video to just showing you the terrain and that whole area. But then it started revealing over the weekend. We actually revealed it. The mom. Oh, the mom. Not good on the mom. Mom, Felicia Gross, a.k.a. Felicia SPICER. Criminal charges in the past. Problems with children in the past. Child endangerment criminal charges in the past. Wanton endangerment charges in the past. Mug shots. I found 3 of them. Now there's going to be a 4th one because she got arrested for whatever she got arrested for here. I think it's murder. We'll see. Abuse of corpse. I mean, I can think obstruction of justice. All types of things. She maintained. She even wrote a letter. They even shared a letter out. But they didn't speak. Mom or stepdad. They didn't go to the media. They didn't go out there and organize searches. They didn't go on social media and plead for their son's return. None of that. Not a peep from them. Right there started red flags. There's the letter. Remember this letter? We've read the letter. We've covered this letter. Oh, supposedly Felicia wrote the letter, but man, I don't know. Be honest. Seems like a kid wrote the letter. Be honest. When we started digging in and finding out about the mom, the little boy, Jayden, wasn't in the mom's custody very long. Little Jayden was in the custody of the grandmother who just recently died. In May, here in May, or in the springtime, late spring into before summer, grandma dies. Felicia gets the boy back, and then within months, the boy vanishes. And they maintain that the boy walked out of the house sometime overnight, Tuesday into Wednesday. Created a massive search. This boy here was found 19 miles away. And what appears to be, look, you see the top of the screen there, Panbowl Ranch Rd. It's up in the hills there, man. It is as remote as can be. Go to the south there, down by Canoe Road in that general area. Because the media, one of the media outlets, WKYT, says about 19 miles. About 19 miles from where Panbowl Ranch Rd is, about 19 miles on a road called Canoe Road. And this is the area where the grandma lived. His grandma, who died. They're saying that the boy was found recovered in a shallow grave in an isolated area off Canoe Road. A shallow grave. That sounds like foul play to me. Doesn't sound like a kid leaves a house during the overnight hours and walks, a 10-year-old walks and gets 19 miles down to Canoe Road in that area on his own initiative. So let's be real here. This is a straight up criminal case. Mother arrested, criminal charges. We're about to understand what the criminal charges are. And I suspect the criminal charge will be murder. But here's the thing, too, which is so sad. For the last week, so many community members of Jackson, Breathitt County, volunteers, EquuSearch, and different organizations out there looking for this little boy as if he wandered out of the house. during those overnight hours, like the mom claimed, like the mom falsely claimed. Falsely claimed. And I feel bad for the searchers. No, I think some of the searchers were probably there to find a recovery, bring closure to this case as if, someone's going to be held accountable, but we just need a body. I was sensing that too. But it's sad how this mother, Felicia Gross, and how the irony of her last name, Gross. Gross. She's booked under Gross. Gross. Yeah, it's gross. It's absolutely gross what this mother did. So I expect capital murder charges unless she made a plea deal, which is very possible considering that we were told that Hatfield and McCoy's, Fred and Sheila and Fred told us that they said when they talked to the parents that they admitted that they lawyered up. They got a lawyer. They had some retained the service of a lawyer down there in Jackson. Now, maybe, quite possible, lawyer contacts the district attorney. They all work out a deal and say, look, show us the body. We won't seek the death penalty. Well, because that capital case, right? Considering the severity of this. Not only, sometimes mothers unfortunately kill their kids and it's horrible and they're evil monsters. We've covered many of them on this channel. Some of these evil monsters just confess straight up, accept responsibility from the get-go. This mother had this dragged out for a week, lying to the public about the child wandering outside the house. It's pretty bad. So I think it's an elevated level because of just the totality of just imagine all those resources, the hoax, like Carly Russell hoax on steroids, like Leilani Simon, Carly Russell, these, oh, my child, but Carly Russell, lying about the kidnapping hoax, drained all these resources. Well, that's what happened here and some. She might have made a plea deal and said, look, it wasn't foul play purposely. I was neglectful or something happened inside that home. Child OD'd by accident or some sort of accident happened and I panicked. I wasn't paying attention. Something happened and I panicked. And I got rid of him because I panicked. Or something like that. I mean, could you see this gross woman, last name Gross, actually deliberately killing her child? I don't know. Maybe we'll get some details. Maybe we won't get the details. But I'd like to get the details. I'm following this case really, really closely on this channel. So you want in-depth coverage of here, this is the channel to be. Been there since day one. Now, what will the charges be? Did she make a deal? If she, which the rumor mill on the internet was like the mother guided law enforcement to the body. One thing I've thought one of the challenges law enforcement has is similar to my son will protect you up. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Rocket Queen. My son will protect you up there, Jayden. Very sorry for that, Rocket Queen. Nice to see you. That's very sad. Thank you for sharing that. If she directed law enforcement, what I was saying is one of the challenges, and I think this is one of the reasons why the Summer Wells case hasn't been officially resolved, though law enforcement, knows who's responsible for Summer Wells. Come on. I think one of the problems in some of these rural areas like Kentucky and Tennessee, cell phone reception. There's zero cell phone reception in that area. I don't even know if they have it. We were told no bars up there. None. Now, maybe they have landlines, whatever, but then you're talking about digital evidence. Probably hard to find somebody on their pings or proper pings when you're dealing with very remote areas. And I think that's one of the obstacles law enforcement faces with the Summer Wells case, because out there, hardly any cell phone reception. Not a lot. We know a lot of these cases, if you read the affidavit of probable cause, they get solved a lot by digital evidence, on top of other evidence, forensic, confessions, different things like that, witnesses. But digital evidence nowadays, when it comes to crimes, is key. And it's hard to get digital evidence if you can't even get a cell phone ping. So that might had them stomped on exactly where this child would be, or whether the mom left. Now, did the little boy leave during that night and the mom did something with him? Because we asked the question, when was the actual last time someone else outside of whoever lived in that trailer there saw this boy? I don't know. Something tells me this boy probably was gone before that night into that morning. It's just something tells me, but we don't know. Could have been missing days prior to that. Because you remember, folks, they, right there in that house, her, in order to get in and out of that house there, and they have to leave, they have to go down the hill. The other way. One way in, one way out. And when you go down further towards the main road at this home, there's lots of other homes in between. And which I saw, like, I don't know, 5 to 10 different homes, and they were like right there on the driveway, or right there on Panbowl Ranch Rd. Somebody saw something, had to see something, right? Maybe somebody there even had a ring camera. Yeah, we're waiting for the press conference to come up. We're on standby here. Oh, she's charged with manslaughter, 2nd degree, I'm told. We'll see more about that. Manslaughter, 2nd degree. That's what's being circulated online. We'll get some confirmation about that. If that's the case, manslaughter, 2nd degree. Whoa. If that's the case, doesn't sound like 1st degree murder to me. Somebody said a hot car incident. Yeah, we don't know what happened to this little boy. We have a 1-minute blues clip about him being found. We'll share that, and we'll wait for this press conference to come on. For people who are jumping in, Jayden SPICER body was found. Sad situation. Mother arrested. We'll play that, and we'll wait for this press conference to be in effect very, very soon. Scouring around to see when it's going to be put up. Kentucky. We take you to Kentucky. Take you to Kentucky. I don't see press conference started yet, but we are looking. Not yet. Not yet. Come on in. JLR investigates. As we wait for this press conference, Breathitt County, it appears it's only 2nd degree manslaughter, but we'll get more. Manslaughter in the 2nd degree. Oh, we might have a press conference. We'll put the press conference up.
That specific details
regarding
this investigation cannot be released at this time. It is our top priority to protect the integrity of this investigation and seek justice for Jayden. I would like to take a moment to thank the many different organizations that assisted in the search efforts for Jayden. All the volunteers that spent numerous hours and days trying to locate him. Thank you to every person that sent tips or even shared a post on social media. Thank you to every person that prayed, and those prayers that were sent to us, and we ask that you continue to pray for a community that grieves at this tragic loss. At this time, I'll invite Commonwealth Attorney Miranda King for her comments. She'll be overseeing the prosecution as it moves forward. Investigation. With that, we must advise that specific details regarding this investigation cannot be released at this time. It is our top priority to protect the integrity of this investigation and seek justice for Jayden. I would like to take a moment to thank the many different organizations that assisted in the search efforts for Jayden, all the volunteers that spent numerous hours and days trying to locate him. Thank you to every person that sent tips or even shared a post on social media. Thank you to every person that prayed and those prayers that were sent to us. And we ask that you continue to pray for a community that grieves at this tragic loss. At this time, I'll invite Commonwealth Attorney Miranda King for her comments. She'll be overseeing the prosecution as it moves forward. Miranda.
Thank you. Forgive me, guys, I've got notes. As Trooper Gayhart said, I'm Miranda King. I'm the Commonwealth's attorney. My office prosecutes felonies in Breathitt, Wolf, and Powell counties. I think I speak for an entire community when I say that we are devastated and collectively broken over this. I'd like to take a moment to extend my condolences to the people who loved and cared about Jayden. While this is not the outcome that we had hoped for, we certainly are grateful that we were able to bring him out of the woods today. Next, I think it's appropriate to thank the Kentucky State Police Post 13. These guys never give themselves enough credit. I can tell you that they have worked tirelessly and often around the clock in their efforts to bring Jayden home. And I know this because I have been on the phone with them just about every day, aggravating them for updates, and they've just not quit. Finally, I would just like to say, I'm sorry, guys, this is hard. Finally, I'd just like to say that the outpouring of love and support as a result of this has been absolutely remarkable. And it appears that there are people all over the world that love and care for this baby. Because of that, I would like to assure the public that now, thanks to these guys, Jayden is now in good hands, and we're going to take care of him. Thank you.
Thank you, Miranda, for that. At this time, this will conclude our press briefing. Again, this investigation is in the early stages.
What's the charges?
So unfortunately, at this time, we won't be open for any types of questions. I appreciate you all being here.
Whoa, that's it? Whoa, that's it.
You have been listening to...
Let's hear what they say.
You have been listening to a news conference there here this afternoon about...
What's the charges? What's the charges? Wasn't that interesting? Showing you the general area. We're going to try to understand the charges. People online are saying second-degree manslaughter.
You have been listening to a news conference there out of Hazard in Perry County tonight. You were listening to Trooper Matt Gayhart update us on what limited information they can share at this hour in the tragic search that came to an end earlier today there in Breathitt County for the body of Jayden SPICER. Trooper Gayhart saying that because of the nature of this investigation, at this point, specific details could not be released. He thanked all of those who prayed for this little boy and for all of the people who were out searching for him over this last week. And then you heard Miranda King. She is the Commonwealth's attorney there in Breathitt County. And she was visibly the emotion was very visible there tonight. You could tell that she was certainly shaken by what happened tonight. Miranda King saying that the entire community there in Breathitt County was devastated and collectively broken. She says this is certainly not the outcome that they had hoped for. She says that the outpouring of support that this community has seen over the last week, she called it absolutely remarkable. And she also ended tonight saying that she wanted to assure the public that now Jayden is in good hands. And
we got the charges.
We will take care of him from this point on. So let us go back quickly tonight and just sort of update you on what we do know about this investigation. This investigation started as a missing persons report just about a week ago. Jayden SPICER, let me show you a picture of Jayden, the
We have the
10-year-old
picture up.
boy that
We're
we are
listening to local
talking
media.
about. This is Jayden SPICER. He was reported missing in the Panbowl Ranch Rd area of Breathitt County. That was back on Tuesday, August 5th. His family says that Jayden went to bed on Tuesday night, but when they woke up, he was gone, and that set off a search for this little boy. Now, his mother was able to provide a handwritten statement about her son on August 7th, and it said, quote, "We love Jayden. We want him safe at home. Please, if anybody sees my son Jayden, please report it to the Jackson Police Department." It said, "Thank you. We love him very much. Please do the right thing. Call the police. Please pray for us and my son Jayden." So that was back on August 7th. When Jayden's mother provided that statement. Now, since last Tuesday, multiple search and rescue teams, along with canine units, they searched the area with helicopters, drones, sonar equipment, you name it. Folks were out looking for Jayden. And just last night, to sort of give you an idea of some of the area that people were searching for this little boy, I actually talked last night with Senator Brandon Smith. Brandon represents that area there in Breathitt County. And he told me that he felt called to be a part of this search. And he said that it was absolutely heartbreaking searching these abandoned homes, looking through these properties, looking through abandoned properties, cellars, going through these areas and yelling out Jayden's name. And he told me not really sure what he would find. He was hoping that he would hear a little boy call out and that he would be able to find him. But as you're taking a look at some of this video, you can see just how rugged some of these areas were that they were searching for this little boy. We also, in our reporting, talked to Jayden's aunts, and they told us that something from the beginning just really didn't add up about this case. Shy Salyers and Samantha Bunty said that Jayden was a good boy. He was very sweet, very loving. They say he was always going 24/7 as a little boy. And they told us that he would never venture into the rugged terrain that surrounded his home there in the Panbowl Ranch Rd area. They told us that he didn't like insects, that he didn't really like the dark. So from the beginning, Jayden's family really had a lot of questions about this. So again, tonight, we heard from Kentucky State Police that not a lot of specific details will be coming out as this investigation is still ongoing. But again, State Police tonight wanting to thank all of those that have come together and to try and find this little boy. But again, a very sad ending to a week-long search for 10-year-old Jayden SPICER. He went missing there in the Panbowl Ranch Rd area of Breathitt County. That is just north of the city of Jackson. And he was located today. His body was found in the Canoe Road area in a shallow grave in a wooded area off of that road just after 3 this afternoon. That area is south of Jackson. So we have Madison Carmouche for us. She is in Hazard tonight, gathering the very latest details for us. And we're going to have the very latest for you coming up tonight, both at 10 on the CW Lexington, and then, of course, tonight at 11 on WKYT. But again, just updating you that the search for Jayden SPICER, 10-year-old Jayden SPICER out of Breathitt County, coming to a tragic end here tonight with his body being found and the Commonwealth's attorney assuring the public that despite the tragic outcome of this case tonight, she wanted to assure the public that he is in good hands and that they will take care of him for now. There will be many more details to come out.
All right. So that's a local media outlet reporting there. So the charges are the mom has been charged with manslaughter in the second degree, abuse of corpse, tampering with physical evidence, and falsely reporting an incident. So mother has been charged. Those charges, manslaughter in the second degree, abuse of corpse, tampering with physical evidence, and falsely reporting an incident. Charges make sense. And, I don't know the process in Kentucky. Maybe the grand jury will eventually indict. Maybe they'll charge with additional charges. How come no one else has been charged? What about Joshua Gross that was living in the house there? Les Gross flipped on her. Have anyone considered that his stepdad was like, I'm not going down with the ship with you for what you did? Maybe he cooperated. They worked the deal out with him. Remember we were speaking to the Hatfield and McCoys earlier? Sheila and Fred, and they said sometimes they split people up involved and give someone the better deal. Someone gets the better deal. Maybe, maybe not. So, abuse of corpse, manslaughter, second degree, tampering with physical evidence, falsely reporting an incident. I don't think we're going to get any additional press conference on this. So we'll just leave it at that, and we'll just stay with this story. And, hopefully we'll get more information. Affidavit of probable cause. She's going to have to go to a court hearing. She's going to have to get arraigned. Could be today, later on. It could be tomorrow. Would probably be tomorrow. Definitely probably by the end of the weekend. And then we'll see. We'll see if any people else get charged. We'll follow with this case. I mean, I guess it's some closure. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. What type of evil monster mom would do this to their own child, their own flesh and blood? You're supposed to nurture your children, care for them. It's horrible. All right, I'm going to blow myself up here. JLR investigates, Magnolia investigates. Wanted to give you all the breaking news. Our thoughts and prayers for the entire Jackson, Kentucky community. I will say I communicated with some of the family members of Jayden. And I'm not going to reveal who, but it seemed like they generally cared, and they knew what was up. They knew what was up. It's a sad situation. But, some of the family members started calling it out too. One side of the Gross family actually is calling for the death penalty on her. Crazy. All right, we'll talk soon. JLR investigates. Thanks for watching. Protect your children. Till next time, be safe, y'all.